Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another stream. Welcome back to one of the few apps and areas where I can actually give you consistent content. Thank God we got out of that hellhole before it all crumbled down. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, twitter.com is in the midst of, I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know how you can even run an app this poorly. It's actually horrendous how mad Elon Musk is driving this app right now. He's literally dragging it to the floorboards. Now, he's been doing it for quite some time. He's been doing it ever since he got onto the app, right? Elon Musk purchased Twitter in late October 2022 from co-founder Jack. You guys will probably remember Jack. He was actually on Twitter. He now only has a 2.5 or 2.4 ownership kind of stake in the company. Now it's Elon Musk's company, and since Elon Musk has come to the company after overpaying massively for Twitter when he bought it, because everybody knew that it was a very difficult app to monetize on, it's a very difficult app to make money from, and its sole purpose wasn't really to make money. Really, it was more to network and give you news and give you a place to go and get information that you could know is verified. And since Elon Musk has gone over to Twitter, he's done his absolute hardest to try and make as much money from the app as possible by bringing in this thing called Twitter Blue. Now, if you don't know what Twitter Blue is a scam. Okay, Twitter Blue is a scam. It's something that I personally haven't signed up to, but a lot of people have. It's a great way of giving a verification out to people who have always wanted it, and they now no longer have to have any sort of real credentials to have a Twitter, or even Instagram now have started with the metaverse blue tick, which was meant to kind of give you who was an official account, who was going to give you, news, or who was a public figure, just to kind of separate those people from just everyone else. Now anyone can get a blue tick, and he stripped everybody who actually had it for a reason a couple of months ago, I think in April. So that whole scheme is there to make money, right? It's $11.99 to get a verified tick on Twitter. Anyone can get one as long as you just, go through the different stages. It doesn't take anywhere near as long as it used to. Before, you used to have to go through some sort of plan to go and get it, and most of the time you get rejected. Now the problem is, right, is that the latest, which was his latest tweet, and if you've been on Twitter today, you've noticed that you haven't really been able to see anybody's tweets. You haven't been able to scroll. I've been trying to scroll for news to see what's going on. I have reached a rate limit exceeded is what is coming up for me, and it's coming up for loads of people as well. Now, some people aren't getting this. Some people are getting nothing because they're probably verified, and I think if you're at this point, if you're verified, you can see a lot more tweets than others. But Elon Musk tweeted this as an update to all of the complaints, and it got 159,000 quote tweets. If you're not on Twitter often, you don't know what a quote tweet is. A quote tweet is not a good thing. If you're getting more quote tweets than you are retweets, then you've probably fucked up, right? It's got 30,000 retweets and 160,000 quote tweets. More quote tweets than likes. 100,000, 102,000 likes. So it's getting cooked. He's getting absolutely dragged. And make no mistake, this is going to be on the news. This is quite a big thing. I'm not going to lie. Twitter is a massive platform. It's one of the biggest platforms on social media, along with Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, all these other platforms. Twitter is one of the biggest, and it's been around one of the longest. And if you go back to the early days of Twitter, you're going to find Wayne Rooney tweets and all these funny tweets of these people just way back when footballers used to use it. But his tweet says, to address extreme levels of data scrapping and system manipulation, we've applied the following temporary limits. Now, he says temporary. I've heard this shit before. The amount of times he implements something that will usually cost you money tends to stick around. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts per day. Unverified accounts can read 600 posts per day. And new unverified accounts can only read 300 per day. Now, sounds like a lot, right? But if you actually scroll on Twitter, it's really not. That doesn't take very long. That doesn't really take very long for you to get through those, especially if he's not talking about actual tweets and he's just talking about any tweet in terms of, replies and all that kind of stuff. You can get through 600 of those in no time. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is, first of all, I got an attachment to Twitter. It's where I started, right? I wasn't birthed on YouTube. In terms of football, I started on Twitter. For the ones that have been following me for a long time, you'll remember my old videos that used to go up on Twitter. That's how I grew my following, and that's where I managed to make a small name for myself to be able to make a YouTube channel. But for journalists in particular, for where we get our news, it's quite interesting to see if this will be kind of a change as to how it used to be, the new norm, right? Because before Twitter, before Ornstein and Fabrizio and these journalists that have now made a massive name of reporting the news that they find out first, instead of having to go to media outlets. Before, they used to go to Sky Sports, they used to go to, you know, ESPN, they used to go to these outlets, and they used to talk about the news that they're bringing via those channels to get the word out there, right? And we used to sit at home as younger people, and we used to read breaking news at the bottom of our screens in yellow and black. And that was the first time we could ever get hold of any news on transfers, on anything, right? Now we don't need that. Now we go straight to the actual people who get the information. We don't go through the middleman of Sky Sports, of ESPN, of, you know, anyone. We go straight to the source, which is these journalists who go through these agents and go through these clubs and these players. And this is how they've reported their news. But if Twitter is to really drop off massively, right, in terms of its user base, because a lot of people aren't going to pay $144, I think it is, per year to have a tick and a couple of extra perks, right? And you'll see this on all sites. Snapchat have brought out Snapchat Plus, or whatever the hell it's called. They're trying to get you to have a subscription. Instagram, with the metaverse, which is linked with Facebook, they're trying to get you to buy a tick on your Instagram account. All these social media platforms are trying it now after Elon Musk, but a lot of people aren't really bothered, to be honest. They're not paying for it, because if you're paying for a tick, that means anyone can get it, and it kind of loses all of the significance of getting a tick in the first place. The whole point is to differentiate yourself, apart from, you know, the trolls and the people that, you know, are just fucking around. Now anyone can get it, so it doesn't really mean anything. People are asking in the comments, are we really going back to Facebook? Well, I ain't going back to Facebook, but I'm quite worried, because I'm like, how am I going to get news? How am I going to get information if I can't scroll? The only tweets I can actually see are the tweets that I'm getting, you know, I've got notifications on. I've got notifications on for Fabrizio. I've got notifications on for Ornstein. I don't have notifications on for anyone else apart from Chelsea Football Club. That's the only tweets I can see. I can't see anybody else's tweets unless they're from about 3 or 4 hours ago. You cannot go on Twitter right now and scroll and find any tweet anytime. Even if you search accounts, go and search your favorite account, right? Search them on Twitter. You click on them. It will say rate limit. What will it say? It will say, let's see, rate limit exceeded, which means you've exceeded your amount of tweets you can read per day. Who is going to give us our information? That's my question. And how is this going to affect the journalism, the reporting? I feel sorry for the content creators as well. If you are trying to make it as a content creator, or anybody in that you know, kind of, you know, content online sphere, if you're trying to do anything on Twitter, I suggest you stop. I highly suggest, take it from someone who came from Twitter. This is not the Twitter that I came from, and I managed to build a following. And I don't enjoy this, by the way, Iceman. No, I really am quite annoyed, because I actually enjoy using this platform. If you're trying to make it on this platform, you should probably stop, because it's not looking good. I know it says temporary, but it's Elon Musk. This guy has literally managed to cook an entire platform in less than 12 months. It was October, late October when he bought it. It's now July, and we can't even scroll anymore. Like, it's outrageous. And listen, Twitter Blue, some people have got it, you know, no, not against you if you got it, but for me personally, it's just pure foolishness. It's things that were free. And I've always said this, and me and my good friend Saj, if you're OG listener of the channel, right, we used to talk about this many times before. Consumers are not good at paying for things they were once getting for free. So if you're going to charge someone, you're going to have to add value, all right? It's the equivalent of me saying, I'm going to now put every single video on this channel, every single live stream on this channel behind a paywall. I'm going to move it to Patreon. I'm going to put it behind a membership. I'm not an idiot. You wouldn't pay. Most of you. Some of you might, but most of you wouldn't. Why? Because it was accessible to you for free. Why the hell would you pay for something that you were getting before for free? It doesn't make any sense. But that is exactly what this man is trying to do. Now, he knows not everybody's going to pay, but he's worked out the mathematics, and he says to himself, well, if I can get even 1%, even 0.1% of the user base on this platform to pay, then I've made a hell of a lot of money, and potentially even made his money back. Listen, he doesn't go into detail about how long temporary is. For me personally, I take this as a warning sign. I'm not saying to you that Twitter is going to be like this forever, but I'm saying if you've been following Elon Musk for the last 6 months and how he's been operating on this platform, you can see that the demise of this platform is coming. And just take this as a warning to pack up your shit, right? Collect your tweets, collect your bookmarks, take your comps, take your best work and take that shit and put it somewhere else and start preparing. Because this guy, even if he does get it back to normal, I don't feel like I feel like it's only going downhill from here. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, all of these little things that are coming in, you can now put movies up there if you're verified, you know, now if you're subscribed on a monthly basis, you can now put out a whole movie. I saw someone upload a De Gea comp for 1 hour and 48 minutes. It was a film. This man uploaded a De Gea film. He needs to take that shit off Twitter because that took minimum 500 hours of his time. He went through every single mistake. And I know you've all seen it. He went through every single mistake De Gea has ever made since birth. Not since Atletico Madrid, since birth. Since this man came out of the womb. If he didn't eat his broccoli, he has it in that comp. If he did not fold his clothes, he has it in that comp. If he did not spread his bed, it's in that comp. Every single mistake from David De Gea is in that comp. 500 man hours or woman hours or any hours of his time. And he spent it on that comp and he ain't getting paid for it. And it looks like Twitter's dying. So I just wish that man all the best because that was a hell of a lot of blood, sweat and tears in that comp. He made a film. There are films that are not as long as that, you know. Do you know how mad that is? There's films that are not as long as that. 1 hour, 48 minutes on a David De Gea slander comp. And he put all of that energy, all that time, and he invested it into Twitter.com. And this is how Elon Musk repays that man. Honestly, guys, I've grown up quite a nice following on there. 130,000. I wish I could take that 130K community and take it and put it somewhere else. Anywhere else I would take and put it. Probably preference would be YouTube. I would put it anywhere. Twitch. I'd put it on Instagram. Anywhere. Even Snapchat. That's how little confidence I have on Twitter right now. And I remember making a space many months ago, absolutely slaughtering the whole, blue tick verified subscription scheme because it's not set up to stop you from having your account, duplicated or stop you from getting trolled. If you look at actually the experience on Twitter, it's actually dropped off. Fabrizio, I'm going to read out his tweet at the moment. Fabrizio, the biggest football journalist in football, in the whole sport, is panicking right now. He is massive on Twitter. I think he's got 15 million followers. He's shitting himself right now. Good thing Fabrizio set up a YouTube channel. Good thing Fabrizio set up a Twitch because he's literally shitting it. He is shitting it, and rightly so. But honestly, if I could take that following and place it anywhere else, I would. I really would. I want to go and read out Fabrizio's tweet because, listen, you're seeing a lot of, even players, Mason Mount leaving. A lot of people are leaving Twitter, and a lot of people are assuming it's because of, other things like, transfers and all this kind of stuff. But it could even just be because of the platform. What was Fabrizio's tweet? Because this man, I can't even, the thing is with Fabrizio, it's going to be difficult for me to find this tweet because every time I search, nothing comes up. Rate limit exceeded. So unless somebody sent me his tweet, I can't even read it. It's getting to that point now. Let's see if I can find it. I know somebody sent something to me. No, still can't see it. It's mad. Ben Jacobs, a football journalist, is asking, does a massive thread count as one post or multiple? Obviously asking for a friend, crying emoji, another football journalist. Listen, he obviously uses Twitter a lot. I think the landscape of journalism could potentially be changing. How we get our news, where we get our news, how quickly maybe we get our news. I think it could be changing, which is why I'm doing this stream, because it is actually quite incredible what's going on. Now, Fabrizio does have a massive Instagram account, so follow Fabrizio on Instagram because he's shitting it. He's nearly got 20 million followers on Instagram. But his tweet that he did put out is actually on his story, you guys are saying. So let me read it out there because I can't find it on Twitter, that's for sure. I've exceeded my limit. Let's see if he's put it up on there. It's insane. It's honestly insane what I'm seeing. Elon Musk, I don't know why he purchased the platform to begin with. It's not a money-making scheme. Everybody knows that. There's been little things here and there, trying to make money out of the platform. You've now got these ticketed spaces. You've also got this option to follow someone and you can subscribe to their page. Now, just quickly, if you have or if you have not, you can go no or you can go yes. Has anybody in here ever paid for a ticketed space? Anybody ever paid to go into a space? Anybody here? Anybody ever paid to follow somebody on Twitter? Follow their account for tweets? Anybody? Anybody? No, I don't think so. I didn't think so. You can also add this this little what's this you can pay as well. You can just directly pay someone on Twitter as well. So many things. Somebody saying what's that? It's something new that he's implemented. Loads of these. Again, if you just go into your settings on Twitter, you'll find all of these new things. And again, people that are saying it's temporary, don't panic, chill out. I'm getting ahead of the curve, and I don't even think I'm ahead of the curve. I think I'm actually way behind. If you've been on Twitter for the last 6 months, if you've been on Twitter since October, you'll notice that the platform is diminishing, right? Or it's getting more, you have to pay to play, right? First of all, when was the last time you ever seen an issue like this on Twitter? Never. Ain't never been an issue like this before on Twitter. If social media apps are down all the time, you know, and different, you have YouTube has been down, Twitter's been down, Instagram's been down, just, you know, due to faults in the system. But never this has never happened. You've never seen this before. This is. I'm actually borderline going to say it's done on purpose to get people to pay for Twitter Blue. To be honest, Arsenal finally spending money, and this happens, bro. I'm sorry, you're not going to get your announcement videos on Twitter. Twitter blocking Arsenal's biggest transfer announcement. I'm guessing Timber is ready to go, but ain't no club announcing shit in this circumstance. Especially with, again, Twitter, which is where most clubs tend to kind of want to release their stuff. They're not going to be announcing anything while this is going on. I think they're going to leave it for at least 24 hours to see if it gets fixed. It's just for optics, right? Optics. When clubs announce things, they want the maximum likes, the maximum retweets, maximum engagement. It's good for brand deals. It's just good to show and flex how much reach you have. These are businesses, right? Football clubs are businesses. They're not going to put out a post at 3 a.m. because they know that most of their market is potentially in the UK. They're going to put it out at 5 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. Just think, it's all business. Nothing is done by accident anymore. So no club is announcing anything on Twitter with this going on, I can assure you. And like I said, this will be reported on the news, I'm pretty sure, because this is nuts. The random OnlyFans models propping up on our timeline, making us miss Vital, Ornstein, and Fab Daggers. That's what I was going to get into, the experience of Twitter. And this is why I'm saying that, listen, you can say that there's no need to panic. But up until Elon Musk became the owner of Twitter, not to forget, he sacked most of the Twitter team. And you'll see loads of ex-employees from Twitter making tweets, making threads, calling him out, exposing him, etc. Just Google it. Just check the news. This guy, since he's come in, he's been moving mad, right? But also the amount of bots, I'm just going to call it what it is, betting companies and OnlyFans, or whatever you want to call them. Let me think. Mysterious creatures of the night. Okay, let's go with that. These accounts are all up in your comments relentlessly. Now, if the whole thing from him was to improve the app, then why are these accounts still coming to us constantly? It's just every time you tweet, you will find a betting account in your comments, and you will find a hell of a lot of, you know, promiscuous creatures of the night, or of the day, or of the daytime. You're going to find plenty of that in your comments. I'm pretty sure I've blocked this one female called Rosie about 1 million times, and she just keeps propping up in my comments. Right at the bottom, if you go right to the bottom of your comments, you're going to find Rosie. You're going to find Ben Betts. This is what you're going to find. Rosie and Ben Betts. 5 or 6 of them. And you're going to have to block them constantly until you get to your actual comments, your engaging, you know, community. Rosie is everywhere. I had to bait her out. She won't stop commenting on my shit. I've blocked her account like 10 million times. It's always the same face, same name. 18 plus. And I keep blocking her and she keeps coming back. I don't know how she keeps respawning. Is this Fortnite? And Ben Betts, or, you know, Accumulator, Alan Accumulates. It just keeps happening. It just doesn't stop. I'm bored of this shit. When am I going to get a comment section with the community, with the people? Where is Grizz? Get the community officer in here right now with the NYPD Metropolitan Police jumper. I want law and order. So, like I said, the experience on the app is dropping like it's landslide drops. It's crazy. The experience is shit. So shit. More than you can believe. And I'm sure so many of you will have many examples as to why ads. Oh, you can't go anywhere without ads. Now, if you want to see less ads, you need to pay, right? Of course, which is kind of what every company's doing. Netflix, they make you pay more if you want to see low ads. But Twitter, again, if you don't pay them, you're going to get ads every 2 or 3 tweets. You won't be able to scroll without getting an ad. It's insane. Let's see what you guys are saying in the super chats, man. Oh, crazy. OnlyFans, Gold.com, Sky Sports News. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, this is where we're going to have to go to get our news, man. Funny because the spam accounts have blue ticks. They do. And this is why I'm not getting them. This is why I'm not getting, so I'm not paying for it. I don't believe in having to pay for it for a verification anyway. But if I was going to, it would have to be because you have to pay and you have to pass the checks, right? If you're passing the checks and then you get it, then it actually makes it worthwhile because it's not bots. But bro, bots is getting it, trolls is getting it, people that have abused anyone and anyone on there is getting it. So what's the point of it? It doesn't make any sense. If anything, right now, if you don't have a tick, you're more likely to be authentic. So I'm gonna stick with that one. Funny, yeah. So we read that one out. It's much appreciated. See, don't have to follow the OnlyFans accounts for them to pop up. You really don't. You really don't. They are anywhere and everywhere. Let the gal them eat, bro. Listen, the gal them won't be eating because Elon Musk is starving right now. He's making them starve. He's not letting nobody see nobody's tweets. Literally right now, nobody can see anybody's tweets. It feels like a multiverse. You're just throwing things out there and hoping that it sticks. You know, you tweet, you can't see your replies. You tweet, you can't see anybody else's quote tweets. You just tweet and hope that people can see it. And you know that some people can't see it because you can't see people's tweets. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But it really is important to note, Twitter is a massive part of football. It's got pros and it's got cons, right? There's a lot of abuse. There's a lot of player hate, shit that happens on Twitter that if Twitter does end up crashing and going downhill, I think a lot of footballers will be thankful. And, you know, we won't have so much toxicity maybe in the fan bases because Twitter is a massive contributor to that. But also, you know, it does have its positives, you know, like I said, with the news, being able to communicate with other fans, being able to share your thoughts, share your artwork, network. There's a lot of people that are on Twitter that really, if you want to see them now, you're going to have to go on LinkedIn because they're definitely not on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of older people in the football game that are not on Instagram. So if you want to see them now, you better go on LinkedIn because you're not going to see them anywhere else. So for networking, for, you know, all that kind of stuff, breaking out, you could say, into the industry, Twitter is a big part of that. So that's a massive con if it ends up going off. And it's not going to completely drop off in terms of like it will cease to exist. But I think the user base will drop off massively. And listen, no platform is too big to go bust. You know, you only have to take a look at like MySpace, MSN, BlackBerry Messenger. Who else do we have? You know, there's so many examples. What was that app that the Logan Paul and the Jake Paul family were formed before TikTok? You're gonna give it to me. Go on, you can give it to me. What was the app called? Can't remember. Loads of quick viral short videos. Can't remember the app. Vine. That's it. Vine. And Mixer as well. Mixer. Vine, no. Vine dropped off. Vine was massive. Vine was huge. Absolutely massive. Vine ceases to exist. Facebook, someone said, is still pulling its weight. I don't use Facebook, man. I can't lie. I think that's just for everybody that's older. Truth be told. But maybe it can make a comeback. Vine was goated, a lot of people are saying. Musically. Listen, there's so many platforms. Musically was another one. Musically, I ain't never heard of Musically in a long time. Musically finished. Tumblr died. Listen, Reddit, is Reddit still doing okay? How's Reddit doing? People forget how many platforms there really are. There's a lot of platforms. It's just because we only use a few of them. Clubhouse. Oh my God. Don't get me started on Clubhouse. Clubhouse thought they were going to take over the world. They had this new concept of spaces going into people's chats. You could link up a network with some of the biggest, most richest, most famous people. And then finished. Finished. Done. Game over. What happened to Clubhouse? What happened to Clubhouse? Huh? Clubhouse was in the lockdown days. And then everybody's, and this is what the big apps do, right? The Instagrams, even Twitter. Again, they've started highlights. Have you guys seen this? Twitter has started doing highlights. If you check your profiles, you can have highlights now. If you go through your tweets, your media, your replies, your bookmarks, you will see highlights. But you can only use highlights if you are verified, aka subscribed. And all these apps and all these social media companies, they take the best things from everyone. Snapchat started with stories. Everybody loves stories, right? Then Facebook started doing stories. If you go on Facebook and you see Messenger, you're going to see people can actually put on stories. It's disgusting. I've never, ever thought to myself that I should put out a Facebook Messenger story, but it exists. It exists. Even in Twitter, I think you could do stories, but then they took stories away. So, all these apps, they share all of these common, trends. And, it's really just about who can actually last and who can, actually make it to the final finale, which is staying alive. Because at the moment, they just keep trying to kill themselves, right? Really, to be honest. LinkedIn, rise. Google, listen, Google can't be stopped. Do you know what I mean? Google's bigger than everyone. Twitter have spaces now, exactly. But spaces was not an original idea from Twitter. It came from Clubhouse, really. WhatsApp, rise. WhatsApp stories, don't make me puke. Oh, Pinterest, I've never even used it in my life. MSN chat. Google Plus, goated. It's crazy. It's going to be interesting, though. What is football Twitter going to do? What is United Trade going to do? That man tried to start up about 5-6 accounts. He's been literally suspended every time. He should have sold each one when he got to 100K. The way that man was able to clock up 100K inside 24 hours and get suspended each and every time is crazy. Telegram, yeah. What's the other one that I signed up to but deleted the other day? I can't remember. I've got rid of it now. There was another one. Can't remember where it was. Started because I was on Twitch and they were saying you need to make it, you need to make it. Can't remember the name of it, but another one there that I'm not really fond of again. Oh, look, you guys are going through the memories, man. You're going through the memories. You forgot all about all these other apps that we used to have. That's why I'm saying don't get too cozy and don't get too cushioned with Twitter. I'm not telling you that it's over. I'm just warning you. It could be over in the next couple of years because this guy is moving like a maniac. I don't know what he's trying to do on there. He's not trying to improve the app. He's not trying to improve the experience. He's not bringing in any good tools that enhance the app. That's it. Discord. Yeah, Discord is another one. Not really for me. Just saying, even if this does get fixed, just remember this stream and remember this moment. Because right now, this guy is freaking out everybody. It's not just me, it's everyone. People that have actually got serious business on Twitter. A lot of people operate their business from Twitter. They've set up their user base on Twitter. They market, promote on Twitter. And if Twitter dies, they're pretty much screwed. Thank God. Thank the high heavens for all the YouTubers and content creators that managed to get themselves out of Twitter and move themselves onto YouTube, move themselves onto Twitch. But if you haven't yet, start packing your bags because, this is a warning. All them Stan accounts are finished. Bruv, shout out to Dubois. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to PYS. Shout out to all my man. Shout out all my man then, bruv. Because, listen, you remember, you start making new accounts on other platforms ASAP. Move your user base. Because if Twitter goes kaput, you finitoed. Move your shit. Move your shit. Mod, move your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, bro, go. You can't even tweet them, right? They probably won't see your replies. See, it's already over. It's already over. Can't even warn them. We can't even warn them to move. Pick up your shit and start packing because it's looking long over there. You know what I'm saying? It's looking long. Even the journalists, like I said, thankfully, you see, if you look at Fabrizio, I know he's getting a lot of stick lately, but this guy has marketed himself better than any journalist out there. And he doesn't work for any particular company like The Athletic or, anyone, The Telegraph. He stands alone on his own 2 feet. If you look at Fabrizio's kind of modern day marketing of himself, promotion of himself, he has done an insane job to go from a 30 to 40K Twitter account that reports news, which is what I remember Fabrizio from when he was actually under the umbrella of DiMarzio, right? If you remember the early days of Fabrizio, another Italian journalist. He's now marketed himself and he's trademarked himself with the Here We Go to be this massive 20 million Instagram account. 20 million. That's a celebrity level shit right there. It's incredible, people. And he ain't going to have no problems, right? He might be freaking out on Twitter, but he's got all these platforms on lock. He's got YouTube over 1 million. He's got Instagram, 20 million. He's got Twitch. I don't know how many followers. He is cooking, no problem. He's good. But for the journalists that do not have the other platforms on lock and have not moved into the modern day movement of media and how to put your work out there and are still relying on articles on Twitter to blow with clickbaity titles for some of them, God help you. God bless you, because you finished. You're in some serious shit right now because you're relying upon this crazy individual in Elon Musk who could do anything at any moment. This is a guy that can change the stock market with a click. Remember how he used to run the stock market? This guy used to say a couple of words and certain things are crashing. Some things are going inflated. You know, this guy ran the stock market for some companies, right? If you don't get your stuff moved quickly, Sky Sports are back. Sky Sports are back. TV screens are on. I'm going back to the old days. I'm putting it on because it's the only way I can get my shit. Do you know what I mean? So, because I know ain't nobody gonna stick around for them, you know, subscriptions on articles. That's a difficult user base to crack as well. So emails and all that kind of stuff, you know, email subscriptions. I'm panicking for you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm panicking. And I'm not even joking around because I could have got lost up. I could have got lost in this mess. I'm not gonna lie. It's only a couple years I've been on YouTube. Don't forget, I've only been on YouTube since like 2020. If I had not pressed the red button and got myself out of there, I'd be getting hoovered up right now in the cesspool of Twitter, and I'd be probably crying into my bed sheets right now, as many people will. If you've got over 100K, you are more than inclined to cry into your pillows tonight, to cry into your bed sheets. You have put work in. All right, it shouldn't be underestimated. These men have been consistent. They have grinded. They have grafted to give you entertainment, to give you news, to be aggregators or whatever they are. And it could all go kaputs very soon if they don't move their shit. It ain't good. It ain't good. And obviously for the OnlyFans girls as well, shout out you, man. It ain't easy. Do you know what I'm saying? Make sure you got your user base because it's looking long. It's looking long. I'm going to miss my account. I can't lie. Someone says Saeed is trying to sell his account. I'm going to miss my account, man. I got a nice following there, man. I'm not happy, man. I like my account. I like talking to everybody, giving opinions, seeing the comments, seeing the content, seeing the comps. The comps, man. Some of the comps slap. Some of the comps absolutely slap. I'm not happy, bruv. I don't know what you man are AOing down there, but listen. oh, fair. Oh, God. What is exactly happening? I don't know if it's a bug or what's going on, but he hasn't fixed the issue. And more importantly, it's kind of, again, another ploy to make money, right? It might have been done on purpose. I don't trust this guy right now, okay, with Twitter. It might be done on purpose. Because if you know, it just goes to show the issue can be fixed. How is it that verified accounts can see 6,000 posts a day, but if you're not verified and you're not paying, you can only see 600? Does that not sound like a money scheme? It does. That sounds like a way of making money. That sounds like a way to separate the payers and the non-payers. We're going to get you, if you want to enjoy this platform, you're going to have to pay, right? You want to pay, you have to. If you want to play, you have to pay. It feels like it's on purpose to me. So it might be temporary, but if he gets a lot of money out of it and he gets a lot of subscriptions out of it and he makes, you know, why would it be temporary? Why not just keep it, you know? So it's an interesting one. I think there's a lot to it. I don't think it's just an accident. I don't think it's just a coincidence. Because, you know, if somebody was trying to fix this issue, they wouldn't be making tiers. You know, they wouldn't be making tiers. They wouldn't be making barriers. They would be fixing the issue for everyone. So for me, it's not good. And also them spaces. Don Hussam, I keep saying he better be running them spaces, but I don't think he's going to get to be running any spaces anymore. From what I can see, you can still run spaces. I think until further notice, but hey, people ain't going to be able to run them spaces. And this is why I always say Twitter is a great place to start for a content creator, but YouTube, Twitch, try to get out of that Twitter ASAP, man, because it's not somewhere where you can monetize. It's not somewhere you can really grow either in terms of like massive reach. Just don't stick around and get too obsessed with spaces, man, because spaces is, He could take that feature away one day, and what then? You know what I mean? There's nothing to say he won't. He's very crazy right now. He's moving mad. Man says subscription for Twitter. It's crazy, man. I'm gonna miss that app. I'm gonna miss that app, man. I really am. Astrid Wet, Ellie Brooke, to stop my viewing here. We go daggers. We will be there no matter. We will be there more than you can believe. Oh Jesus. Oh, I don't know what to say. Trying to see Fab tweets and end up with Astrid Wet, bruv. It's long. It's not easy, bruv. Same guy who wants us to colonize Mars. Scary, bro. He's a scary guy. He's a scary guy with no clear plan and is acting very erratic. Remember when he first came onto the platform? I'm going to make an analogy right now, right? I'm going to make a comparison that everybody here will understand. Elon Musk is like Todd Bowie, right? He's like Todd Bowie. Elon Musk definitely overpaid for Twitter. He definitely paid more than what it was worth, obviously. That's why he tried to back out of the sale. And then it went through regardless because, listen, it was already written. And, you know, by legal proceedings, he had to go through with the sale, even though in the end, he didn't really want to buy it. So out of regret for buying it, I'm not saying Todd Bowie regrets buying Chelsea, but this man starts splashing the cash. And he starts getting rid of all the medical stuff. And Elon starts getting rid of all the staff that have actually kept the app running like a functional app for the last God knows how many years, decade. And he starts going crazy and he starts sacking everyone and hiring and firing and changing everything. And then, Lord behold, we have our worst ever season in 12th. And this is the worst ever year of 12. I'm going to tell you that now for free. I won't charge you for that. And it's just, there's so many similarities. Now, is Elon going to learn from this? We'll have to see. Is Todd going to learn from this? Looks like he might, but it's a terrible start for both. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a terrible start. And it all comes from this kind of kid in a candy store kind of mentality of, I want this, I'm changing that, I'm changing that. Now, from Elon, I think it's coming from a place of, I want to make money. From Todd, it could be coming from the same place if he starts selling all these young players for profit that we're signing. We just signed another 2 teenagers today. If they're sold for profit in 5 years' time, then it's literally the same thing over a longer span. Listen, it's crazy. Elon has no idea what he's doing on that app. I don't know if he's surrounded himself by experts, but it's going crazy right now. This obviously is Pochettino's first day as well, so that's why I'm going to make that little connection. It's always been trash. Listen, this is a new level of trash. It's a new level of trash. Now, obviously, people are asking this question, right? 600. Is it threads? Is it replies? Is it tweets? We're going to find out. I have no idea. But all the journalists right now are going crazy. I'm just trying to go through right now. At the moment, I have just about it. Oh no, I've reached my limit again. I've reached my limit again. I just was able to scroll. And then it stopped again. So I've reached my limit. 600 per 24 hours. So that means if you're going on there looking for stuff all the time, if you're reading tweets, if you're communicating back and forth, that's going to tally up quite quickly. Next thing you know, you're going to be exceeding your limit. So really, it's like almost being in a metaverse of, you know, constantly buffering. Just look at Twitter right now as a constant buffer. You know, when you used to watch DVD player, just go like this on your screen. If you're from old school, early 2000s DVD player, you just used to watch it like that. Or even the GTA loading screen for the younger ones, right? The GTA loading screen. Sometimes it felt like it was never ending. That's what Twitter feels like right now. It's just, you're just never ending, just waiting constantly to see these tweets. Now, you can go on your PC and you have a little bit more access there. If you want to use your PC, then doesn't seem to be too many issues on there. But if you're using your phone at the moment, then it's kapoots. Saeed is currently asking people who wants to buy his account. No one can see the replies. I don't know if anyone wants to tell him, but that's not going to work. Another person says, I want to be polite, but you've got to be a bozo to think Elon Musk is a genius. I would love to search Elon Musk on Twitter because I'm sure he's trending, but I can't because I can't see any tweets. Trending in the UK right now, RIP Twitter. Also trending in the UK, that's Twitter. I'd love to be able to see these tweets, but I can't. So I'm going to use my computer because imagine using your PC for Twitter. This is ridiculous. I feel this is embarrassing. What's Fabrizio saying? Any news? Can't see anything. Fabrizio's still putting out some stuff that only about 1/3 of his user base can probably see. Let's see what else is happening. I'm just trying to see the trends. Can I see this on my PC? Is this possible? Explore. Okay, I can. That's Twitter. Let's just go through this. RIP Twitter trending in the UK. What's being said? Everyone going to Instagram once their rate limit exceeds. Yo, I'm going to share screen right now. We're going to go through this. Oh, wow. This is insane. Oh, this is not good. I laugh out of panic, not really out of anything else. This is people just making their memes. Unfortunately, a lot of your tweets are not going to bang on this trend because most people can't see it, but that is the first tweet there. People tweeting, very angry people. This is obviously a response to his tweet earlier on today. So Twitter isn't actually broken or past server capacity, rate limit exceeded. Elon just decided to enact paid tier access. What a great way to kill the platform. And again, this is what I'm saying. I don't think it's actually broken, people. I do think he did this on purpose. That has already been on the decline since he took over. Mad that Elon Musk bought it for billions and then put it into the ground. A lot of people replying to this, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Nobody's happy. Nobody is happy. It's mad. Absolutely mad. I don't know if this is the new norm. It could be. Could be the new norm. No idea what's going on. Temporary limits. He says temporary, like I said, with no day of when it's going to end or no plan of action. Notice in his tweet, he didn't say we are working on the issue. I want to read this tweet again because I think a lot of people are giving Elon a pass here, thinking that he's actually going to fix this when really he looks like as if he's trying to take the piss. Let me read that tweet out again because it was so clear to me that this guy is ready to pull a fast one. He says, to address the extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation, we've applied the following temporary limits. There is nowhere that says, I plan to fix this. We are working on a solution. We are trying to fix this, right? Nowhere does it say that. Verified accounts are limited to 6,000, unverified 600, new unverified 300. There is nowhere to say that he's trying to fix this. Now somebody's saying Twitter on PC is down. If that's the case, then long day. You're baffled. Okay, well, let me explain if I haven't already, if you're coming into the stream new, okay? He is trying to make money, okay? That's been the case since he purchased the app from the former co-founder Jack in October 2022. Twitter is not a good platform to make money, okay? To monetize on Twitter is very difficult. It's not a platform that people pay into. It's always been free. Nobody pays for Twitter. Nobody pays for ticketed spaces. Nobody pays to follow anyone. No one pays until this moment when he took over for verified ticks, which a lot of other platforms are copying. But even still, how much money is he really making as to how much he's losing? Because of course, to actually run the system, massive system like this, you have to pay employees, etc., etc. So Twitter's probably always been making a loss. And even for advertising, it's always struggled for advertising. If you've read up on it as well, Twitter's always struggled for advertising because it's quite a toxic platform. It's not somewhere where big brands that are trying to be, friendly are really thinking, oh, I'm going to advertise on Twitter, right? That's not. Twitter is known as a quite toxic platform, and that's just its reputation. So it's not somewhere where big brands will advertise. You don't see, you just don't see advertising on Twitter. You see it on Instagram, and you see them going through influencers to advertise to you on Instagram, but you don't see influencers on Twitter doing ads on Twitter. It just doesn't happen. So it's a platform that doesn't make a lot of money, and it's a platform that costs a lot of money to run. And therefore, if you take up the responsibility of actually owning Twitter, you have to actually give a shit about Twitter for what it actually is. And your main goal is to kind of just, it's kind of your baby. It's your platform. You look after it. You want it to do what its purpose is. You're not really trying to make money out of it, which is what the founders knew when they made it, and I'm sure they were okay with. But listen, Jack cashed in, man. Jack cashed in, made a hell of a lot of money for something that wasn't really worth, what it was sold for. And now it's a long day. Now it's a long day indeed. You guys are trolling in the chat. Need to stop it. This is no laughing matter. Let's see what this super chat says. As a South African, we do not claim Elon Musk. Oh, God, it's crazy. People will be flexing being verified on Twitter. There's nothing to flex. Anybody can be verified. So it's not really that special. And You know, it's one of those things where what are the pros? What are the cons? For me, there's a lot more cons with it than pros, this new scheme. The cons is that when I'm looking for the real verified accounts, they're meant to be verified like official public figures, footballers, sportsmen, journalists, etc., celebrities, whatever. I'm looking for their accounts, or I can't differentiate between them and the trolls because they all have no ticks, and then the ones that do have ticks are not real. So it's a mess. It kind of defeats the purpose of what the tick was, you know, kind of started for. But it is what it is. Elon out. It is not temporary, and he will go through with it long term, as he did with paid blue ticks, despite the backlash. Time to look at main. I'm not sure what that says. Yeah, well, people are saying that we should be starting to look at other platforms. I personally don't know what other platforms there are to look at right now. People even say that Instagram's kind of dying, kind of falling off. I don't know. 44 billion for Twitter. I'm not sure if that's the exact price. But yeah, not looking good. We need to revive Facebook. Seriously, what are we all going to do? What are we actually going to do? I'm officially Team Zuckerberg in this fight with Elon. I think, the best thing we can actually hope for is that somebody buys Twitter from Elon Musk. Now, I'm not thinking that's very likely, but that's the hope. That is the hope. But we have an update from Elon Musk. There's some tweets that he's been putting out. Just to make this clear, and I want to make this very clear. This is hilarious, right? You can subscribe to Elon Musk, okay? Let me read this. This is another tool that he's added to make money, not improve user base experience. Just to tell you where this app is going. You can subscribe to Elon Musk to support your favorite people on Twitter for bonus content and extra perks. Basically like a YouTube membership, right? You can get bonus content if you signed up, find your people and get recognized. So it gives you a little badge. You can sign up for £3.96 per month. That is how much it costs to subscribe to Elon Musk on Twitter. Elon Musk has 145 million followers on Twitter. He is the owner of Twitter, and you can subscribe to Elon Musk on Twitter. I don't know what extra content he actually gives because I am not a subscriber, but it is one of his tweets, replies, subs, highlights, media, likes. So if you subscribe, you'll be able to see that tier. Guess how many subscriptions he has, just to give you a taste of if this is working or not. This man has 93 subscriptions. He has 93 subscriptions. He has less than 100 subscribers, paid subscribers, and he has 145 million followers. Why on earth he decided to make that public, I have no idea, because he didn't have to give the feature to make subscribers public, but it is public. I can see it right here. Following, followers, and subscriptions. How do you have less than 100 subscriptions? So let's just do some maths. Let's just do some maths. How much money is this man making from his subscriptions? £4. I'm going to round it up 4 pence, right? This man is making £120 from his own subscriptions that he came up with, his own idea, and he's one of the biggest people on this platform, and he's only making £120 on subscriptions. I mean, if that doesn't tell you all you need to know, and I wouldn't even be surprised if some of those are Tesla subscriptions from other accounts that he owns. I mean, if that doesn't tell you all you need to know about the way this guy is operating, how much of a massive failure it is, his own ideas on this platform, failures. I mean, it's just insane. You would expect a minimum subscription base of about 50,000, really. He's got 145 million followers. You'd expect 50,000 at a minimum. This has 93. But anyway, just another example of how foolish this all is. So Elon Musk tweets, just to clarify again that this is not a mistake. Rate limits increasing soon to 8,000 for verified and 800 for unverified, 400 for new unverified. So he's about to give us more tweets and more posts per day limits because he's such a good guy. He's so kind. He's going to give us more. Instead of unlimited, it's like your phone company ringing you. It's like Vodafone or O2 ringing you and saying, you did have unlimited minutes, but now you only have 1,000 minutes. But congratulations, now you have 2,000 minutes. And you're like, but I had unlimited minutes. And that was my contract. I paid £50 a month to have unlimited minutes, have unlimited data. They're like, no, you have 1,000 now. And you're like, what? Like, no, don't worry, you have 2,000. Oh, wow, this is great. No, still bad news. Rate limit due to reading all the posts about rate limits. He's trolling us, and he does this a lot. He actually very rarely does he respond to his criticism with actual kind of like, oh my days, I'm apologizing, I need to fix this. A lot of the time, any criticism at Elon Musk for his takeover of Twitter since October and how he's managed the site is usually met with sarcasm, jokes, and fuck you, I don't care, I can do whatever I want, which is true. He can do whatever he wants. He's the owner. So he has tweeted rate limited. He is now limited, right? He can now no longer see so many tweets because he's reading all the posts about rate limits. So he's taking the piss, right? He is unable to read your replies because they're limited now because he's read so many of your replies about how it is limited. Hilarious. So, and he did the same thing with verified. Again, if you remember people complaining about the verified ticks, he said, listen, shut up and pay the £3. And people laughed. People were like, oh, this is hilarious. It was funny, but you know, it just goes to show that he's not really planning on stopping this at any point. So that's the last 2 tweets that he's put out on this situation. One fairly unserious, and a lot of people in the quotes getting fairly angry. Not that it matters. And the other one giving you a little bit extra for your buck, a little bit extra for your buck. Value for money is a wonderful thing. So yeah, I know right now you're probably thinking, well, I don't think you are. I think a lot of people understand how much of a change this could be for football industry, you know, because like I said, from a journalistic standpoint, I have absolutely no idea what the journalists are going to do. You know, I think it's going to be interesting to see what the journalists do because their reach and their promotion and their marketing of their own articles and of their own news is substantially going to decrease because of this new rule that Elon Musk has put in and implemented. So what the journalists do, what is the reaction to this from them? Are they going to move to a different site? I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens, but Twitter is going to be a little bit different from now on. So it's going to be interesting to see how that transpires. And in terms of news, I hope I don't miss any. But yeah, right now I have no idea what's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, people. If you look at Fabrizio's tweets, you could see a little bit of a drop off in the reach and a bit of a drop off in just the engagement. But it's still, you know, he's got a lot of followers, so it's still doing pretty well. But there is a little bit of a drop off. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be YouTube community posts. It's going to be YouTube. Brozovic has been confirmed. He said it's temporary. If you believe that, then I hope that you're correct, and I hope that it is temporary. But yeah, he said it's temporary, and he also said you know, a lot of the time I look at what people don't say as opposed to what they do say. Okay, he said it's temporary, but he also did not say that they're fixing this. He did not say that they're trying to fix this, that they're trying to resolve this. He did not say that they're looking for solutions. He did not say that there is an end to this. So I'm looking at what he didn't say more than what he did say personally. AJ says, kills the platform. Tweeting in the moment will be killed. Facts. For example, football moments like a mistake or a potential meme, just frustrating, a goal, etc. Breaking news, etc. Rich people and billionaires aren't smart people. First, the submarine, now this. I don't know about you, but but I'm going over to Quora. I don't know what that is, but big up, much love for the super chat. I don't know what that is. There's a lot of different platforms. Now, what the problem is that maybe no one will decide on a new platform and everyone will just kind of spread out, and then the user bases will drop, and the experience, therefore, for all of these platforms will kind of not really be what it was on Twitter if everybody kind of ditches and just goes to different platforms. So I don't know, but much appreciated for the super chat, that as well. Crazy, absolutely crazy. YouTube view is exceeded. Your Twitter's dead. My Twitter's been dead since like, I don't know, 1 o'clock. I don't even know. Yeah, it's been dead for a while. I haven't heard about Jack's Blue Sky Social. I don't know if that's another page. Quality, not quantity. You know, the more pages they are, the more pages there are, again, the more everything spreads out, and the less it's actually kind of everybody in one area kind of using it for what it was created for. It just becomes a little bit of a watered down version of what we were using. How do you destroy decades of work in less than a year? Make it make sense. I have absolutely no idea. No idea. No idea how he's managed to do it. But I guess I do know because I've been watching it the whole way. So it's kind of crazy. Isn't ready yet. Okay, fair enough. Reddit, people are saying European lad, long day. What is data? Scrap him, brother. I don't even. I'm gonna be about to Google all of these terms that he's coming with right now. I'm not even sure. But let's take a look. So yeah, it's all mad right now, people. It's all mad. I don't know, man. I'm quite worried for the journalists because, like I said, it's very few have planned for this situation. If you're a journalist, I haven't seen many journalists really set up YouTube channels, set up Twitches, set up Instagrams. If you look at your journalists that you follow, how many of them have Instagram accounts? Go and type in Matt Law on Instagram. Doesn't come up, right? Go and type in Ornstein on Instagram. Is he even there? I'll check now. Like, they haven't prepared for this in any way, shape, or form. I'm typing them in now. I ain't seeing anything coming up so far. It's only really Fabrizio. Oh wait, David Ornstein. Okay, there he is. Actually, no, David Ornstein's good. He's actually got something on Twitter. So he might be all right. But yeah, a lot of the smaller ones, they don't really have much. Matt Law doesn't have anything. He's private. So it's maybe only a couple of them, maybe the big ones, but most of them don't. So they are behind the curve. Yours is working. Yeah, it keeps changing, keeps fluctuating. It will work if you have not reached your limit. So basically, it was not working, and then it is working, and then you reach your limit again, and then it stops working, right? So it's going to give you a bit of time. It's going to give you a bit of time to scroll. Let's see. It's not ideal. No, it's not. It's not ideal. I'm not a massive fan of Instagram, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's not ideal. Tweeting and putting your stuff in written form is definitely a lot better than images. I agree. But it's better than nothing. So it's an interesting one. I'm not gonna lie, it's a difficult one. Let's see what else is being said. He's really broke. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. This is why he didn't want to purchase it in the first place, because he did know that it's actually not going to make him loads of money. But it was too late. Deal was already done deal. Once you're in it, that's it. Legally, you had to buy it. You reached your limit in 10 minutes. That's what I'm saying. 600 sounds like a lot, or 800, but watch how quickly, especially when you've got to go through the ads. If the ads is included in the count, you know, if the bots and the OnlyFans and the Ben Bets and Billy Bets accounts, if they all are included in that, you know, which they probably are, then yeah, then it's most likely going to be an issue. First cost of living crisis now. This I don't know what's going on. But the footballers, like I said, the footballers will be absolutely buzzing because, well, some of them, because a lot of heat come from Twitter, a lot of slander. And it's going to make their lives a lot easier. They're not going to see anywhere near as much toxicity as they used to. Yeah, he would have been sued. Correct. He would have been sued if he didn't go through with the purchase, because he already made an obligation to purchase. So yeah, a lot of the footballers were catching a lot of heat, the David De Gea's of this world with the comps. So, you know, there was a time before Twitter for footballers, and it was a lot more peaceful. So yeah, it's gonna be a big change for them as well. FT was a cesspool anyway. I'm not really bothered about the whole FT side of it. Obviously that can be banter, but I'm more looking at the news side of it. That's where I'm looking at it, because I'm thinking to myself, it's a bit of a drastic change. Eunice was ahead of the curve. I mean, listen, loads of people are leaving Twitter. You're right. Loads of people are leaving Twitter anyway. But it is becoming increasingly difficult to operate on the platform. Just, you know, convenience is king or queen, right? Everybody loves convenience. If you can do something conveniently and you can afford it, you're going to do it, right? Just like for instance, Uber Eats. You know, if you can get food made, delivered to you, you know, at the cost of a certain price, and you don't have to cook and you don't have to go out to the shop and get it, you're going to do it. So convenience is what sells. Twitter is not convenient right now. Twitter is massively inconvenient. It's very difficult to find anything. It's very difficult to find the accounts you want to find. They've got this new For You page, which is the same thing as TikTok. And it's basically just an absolute amalgamation of accounts that you don't actually follow, that have some sort of relation to what you actually like. And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. So, you know, 50% of the accounts on there you don't follow. 25% of them are ads, and the other 25% are actual follows that you actually want to see. It's crazy. He does have a lot of followers on Twitch. He does. So he's probably, you know, like I said, Fabrizio is going to be fine. I don't know. I'm not, you know, obviously he's panicking just purely because, you know, what the hell's going on, but he is going to be absolutely fine. I'm just seeing how many followers he does have on Twitch. So 500,000, which is a lot. It's very difficult to build up a Twitch following, as I know firsthand. And he's doing okay on there. He's doing okay. Let's see. It's going well. It's going well, bro. Every time I open Twitter, I see random accounts I didn't follow. Yeah, exactly. But also those blue tick accounts will get pushed to the top, and that is also part of it. It's, I guess, a fake algorithm, which is if you pay, then we'll put you at the top of the algorithm. If you don't pay, we'll put you to the bottom. So your tweets are less likely to be seen, according to Elon, if you're not paying, or you're going to get pushed down in comment sections as well. So yeah, like I said, you either pay if you want to play or you don't. If you don't pay, you ain't playing at this point. It's crazy. There's not many advertisers that well, listen, not many great advertisers, but yeah, in Instagram we trust. Are you still active on Twitch? Not at the moment, no. Left Twitch temporarily, to use Elon's words. Listen, Twitch, their payment scheme changed for creators 50-50. To be honest, Twitch don't really care about their creators below the 1%, to be honest, at the moment, until time changes, until which, you know, they actually start paying their creators for the time that they spend on that app. The algorithm is non-existent. There's no playback value, as a lot of you will know. You basically put out the content. If you're live, you get the views. If you're not live, no one's watching content that's not live on Twitch. So when it comes down to Twitch, they are really not. They're not really paying their creators. So no one below the 1%, and I'm talking about the top, 1% of creators, which is the ones that have millions of followers, are going to make content on Twitch, because you're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to make any sort of a living. There was a change on Twitch, which some people did alert me to, where they was like, will this change if you come back on Twitch? And also YouTube are making a lot of changes to make streaming a lot better. As you can see, updates on StreamYard, and also just updates in general in terms of, they're bringing loads of new tools on YouTube that we didn't really used to have. But when it comes down to, yeah, I mean, listen, I have them there just because my name's on it. I mean, you can still follow it, but there's no content there. So, it kind of defeats the purpose. But I've just got it there because my name looks kind of cool. It's good lighting. But it's not to say that I'll never go back, but they have to pay their creators properly. If they're not going to pay their creators properly, I'm not going to create content on them for them. So it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, there was a new thing that came in. I think you had to have about 10,000 Twitch subscribers, and then you can make 70-30 split, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? Absolutely insane. And once again, that goes back to me saying the 1% of creators will actually have over 10,000 Twitch subscriptions, so they will be able to make their 730. But most people don't, and I definitely don't. So like I said, you even see Rants. Rants is not on Twitch anymore either. Rants has left Twitch. He's now back on YouTube. So again, just further kind of gives you another example of what I'm talking about. Me as a creator, I don't ask for super chats. I am very much appreciative and grateful, but I'm not asking for super chats. I'm not asking for membership. I'm not asking for anything but your time to watch and hopefully be entertained, enjoy the content, whether it's insightful, enjoyable, whatever. So I'm not trying to make money out of you. I'm trying to make money out of them, right? The people that have money, the companies, the brands. But if they're not going to pay properly, then I'm not going to make the content on their platform. So that's just how it goes. You know, it's as simple as that. I don't like paywalls personally. I don't want to put any of my stuff behind a paywall. I'm not going to put it behind a paywall. So where you see me making content is where you see that the companies actually pay their creators correctly for what they actually do, and then you guys get free content and we actually get to make a living. And that's how it goes. So I don't know what Twitch are doing, but yeah, maybe they'll fix themselves up at one point. I don't know what Elon Musk is doing. Hopefully he fixes himself up at one point as well. And yeah, like I said, you guys, you be getting free content, and that's as simple as that. I don't expect you guys to pay for my content. I wouldn't expect you guys to pay for Twitter content. I don't know what that even is. So listen, I don't know what their plan is over there, but it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Let's go through this. I wouldn't mind as much during the season, but in the summer transfer window, we are looking for info and updates regularly. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but listen, they don't care about our transfer window. That's for sure. Football Twitter is a really, really small part of Twitter. Obviously, there's a lot of Twitter, a lot of users and a lot of different topics and trends and groups on Twitter. And the last thing they're thinking about is our transfer news. That's for sure. But you know, when you're kind of invested in your corner of Twitter, it feels like a lot bigger than it is. It feels like the whole fan base is in there. Really, it's not. You know, it's you know, thousands and thousands, but there's millions of Chelsea fans and millions of, you know, any fan base in the big clubs. So most of those people aren't on Twitter. So, you know, it does make it feel like it's bigger than it is and feel like it's everything, but it's not. But if you're in it, it's like a cult. And you know, it's going to be a shame if it all goes kaput, because it was fun to you know, ratio people and shit. Anyway. Oh God. He's a specialist in failure. I'm sure Mourinho would call him that. The longer you've been on Twitter verified, you'll have more or less access. Exactly. Yeah. It's just about people, you know, being subscribed and you know, paying him to be on their site, be on his site. But anyway, it is what it is. What is going to happen from this moment onwards? I don't have a clue. I'm going to just see if there's any more updates from Elon Musk before I come to a close. But let's see if he's tweeted again. And also, actually, I do want to talk about football. I was going to make a video, but then this started happening. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it moving. But obviously, Pochettino's first official day today in charge of Chelsea. He doesn't start until Monday. And then the players don't start coming back until Tuesday. So bear that in mind. But this is his first official day. Jesus Perez as well, obviously the fitness coach, very well known at this point. There was an article that went out from Matt Law talking about the fitness issues of us last season. I think there was, last time it was kind of recorded, which I could see online, which was March. We had the second most amount of injuries in the season, just behind Liverpool in terms of games missed for players. And it's no secret, even if you're not clued up on the statistics of how many injuries we've had and how many days missed, you just know, just by following Chelsea and just by watching, we've had a lot of players injured for the last couple of years, missing a lot of games. So it's going to be a big uphill task in preseason. First 2 weeks of preseason, I think it will be to get the fitness up. From that article, it seems like it's going to be a slowish start, kind of build up fitness gradually. Of course, he's not going to put them into this crazy regime from day one, because that will probably bring a lot of injuries as a consequence. So expect preseason to gradually get more and more, more and more straining for the players. Many former players of Poch that have come out and spoken about just how difficult his training regimes are and how much it is fitness. It's all about fitness. There's no coincidence as to why Southampton and Tottenham were one of the best teams in their calendar seasons and their calendar years for covering distance. Yeah, distance covered and whatnot. They covered more space than anyone else because they were the fittest teams. So if we're going to be one of the fittest teams, we have even further to go because we're coming from a deficit. Lampard complained about it. Potter complained about it. Manager after manager saying that the team is not fit. And listen, last year's preseason wasn't great because we was obviously flying around a lot and we were going to here, there and everywhere for photo shoots, and we didn't really focus on the fitness side of it, and we weren't really stationary for any sort of period of time. So this preseason will hopefully be different. I don't think we start our first preseason game until about, was it the 17th or 14th? I've checked the dates. Let me check the dates now. But yeah, the first opening 10 days, week and a half is really all about fitness, and probably a good thing, to be honest. I think our first game is actually on the 19th of July against Wrexham in the Florida Cup, followed by Dortmund. And then it all kicks off. Now I'm sure there's more fixtures going to be released than that. It seems a bit light. I think there's a Premier League sort of friendly cup going on. Not sure who we're playing. I don't know if that's been announced, but there is like some sort of friendly Premier League American All-Star Cup going on. So we'll have a few more games to go in there as well. We have signed a couple of extra youngsters as well. That is true. Elon last tweet is my 599th tweet today. You better start tallying. You better start. Of course, I'll be doing watch-alongs for sure. For the friendlies, absolutely. You better start tallying up how many tweets you're reading so you can kind of manage it. Go 100 throughout the day so you have enough usage left, you know. Don't use it all at once now. Some people are telling me they can't even log in. I don't know what to say to you. If you can't even log in, then you're on another level of madness. You're on another level of pay or play. You need to pay to play. I can log in. I just can't read anything. So yeah. Surprised you don't have more injuries than us. Yeah, I'm surprised as well. When I saw that statistic, now it was mid-March when that report kind of went out. Obviously, I have the EPL injury table, and that is Premier injuries, and that site just kind of tells you who's injured from what club at that current moment. But I'm not able currently to dig and see, you know, who had the most injuries for the whole season and how many players missed how many games and how many days. And, you know, you could do that if you went onto Transfer Market yourself and actually dug down. That'd take hours to do. The last update and report I can see is from mid-March, and you guys were winning. Liverpool were winning. We may have overtaken you, to be honest. No more football Twitter streams. No more football Twitter streams. No more spaces, maybe. No more football Twitter. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Some people will say it's back to normal, and as you say it's back to normal, some other people will say it's not. It just depends on your limit and your threshold. I don't know what's going on anymore at the moment. I'm now able to read some tweets, but now, and just as I was about to say I'm back, and then it tells me rate limit exceeded again. So I don't know. I'm going to keep refreshing until I get kicked out again. But yeah, at the moment, I'm back in. I don't know what's going on. Nope, my rate limit exceeded again. So really, to be honest, I just did it again, right? I can scroll, and then it will buffer, and then it will say rate limit exceeded, and yeah, and then it's back again. I don't know what's going on. It's just a mess. So yeah, it's all over the place. All right, we're gonna wrap up, guys. It's been a great stream. It's not really been mainly about football. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I haven't really covered. There's not really any serious updates transfer-wise that I can see. Obviously, we're still waiting on that Caicedo bid. A lot of people are talking about, you know, whether he should go for a new number 10. I saw Nini's video as well about midfielders. At the moment, there's no updates in terms of news. Tomorrow, I'll come back with another video, and then we'll go from there. But today it's about Twitter, and it's about football Twitter, and it's about journalism and the landscape potentially changing. We'll see if this continues. But even if this does get fixed, I see this as a warning. I see this as like a go anywhere, you know, go anywhere. Not a don't go anywhere, more of a go anywhere, more of a warning. And, you know, I'm basically preempting that this app is gonna go lopsided very soon, in the coming months, maybe a year. So yeah, if it gets back to normal and it does get fixed, just remember what the plan is from Elon. And unless he sells it, and unless somebody actually buys it, then yeah, start packing up. At least make other plans as to where you're going to follow your football. So yeah, listen, subscribe if you haven't already. Smash up the likes, because YouTube, as far as I'm aware, is still, you know, actually running accordingly. So hopefully that continues. Until next time, big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace. Love. Perfect.